Welcome to episode one of our podcast. We're going to be talking about movies, generally new releases, and hopefully some older movies that we haven't seen before. But today we are starting with Captain America Brave New World. Synopsis for that is Sam Wilson, the new Captain America, finds himself in the middle of an international incident and must discover the motive behind a nefarious global plan. Director is Julius Ona, also known for the Cloverfield Paradox, which I hear is kind of stinky, not that
Yes.
great.
I haven't seen it yet.
So what did you guys think of the movie?
Oh,
General
I did
thoughts?
watch it actually.
I don't know. Maybe I can go first, but if you guys want, or if you
Yeah,
guys
go
want to
for it, man.
Yeah,
Um,
go ahead.
I
You
thought it
sound
was
prepared
fine,
as shit.
honestly. I saw a lot of reviews that were kind of bombing it, calling it trash, calling it mid. I think it's fine, honestly. It's not the greatest MCU movie, but I don't think it's bad compared to a lot of other ones, especially in Phase 4. I think Phase 5 officially started with Guardians, but which is a very good movie. But I still thought it was good. I like the performance. Anthony Mackie's really good as Captain America. Honestly, I prefer his version of Captain America more than Chris Evans. I was never super compelled by, Steve Rogers, just because I always felt like his like character arcs was always kind of about him against a conflict, and like he always was kind of the moral high ground and kind of like a character that has to struggle a little bit. Not saying that he didn't struggle in his movies, but I think I just have a little bit more connection with Sam Wilson. Other characters I like Red Hulk. I liked Harrison Ford as Ross. I thought he definitely. I was nervous going into it, especially with oh God, what's that? William Hurt passing away. I didn't know how they were gonna
R.I.P.
kind of I didn't know how they were gonna do that. And you know I like Harrison Ford. I think he's a great actor, but I think he brought a lot of gravitas to Ross and actually kind of showed a little bit more humanity towards his character. I like that. I thought that's probably something that he done a little bit. He did a little bit better than probably William Hurt. I don't know. William Hurt is just such like he just gives off such a, like an asshole type of vibe in like the especially in the MC movies, but I'm sure he probably would have done a good job if he was still
He would
here.
have killed it. I mean, to
Yeah,
be
he would've.
fair, Ross is a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
You know,
Fuck
But
Ross.
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say other things that I liked. I like Joaquin. Joaquin. What's the
Torres.
last Torres?
Torres, yeah.
I almost said Joaquin Phoenix. I'm like that does not
Joaquin
sound
Phoenix.
right.
No.
Hell yeah, dude.
I like Joaquin Torres. I know they're trying to go for like his kind of like comic thing where he's like a kid and he's very quippy and very, but like at the same time I'm watching it and I was like that's a grown ass man. Like, but I thought it was fine. I thought it was cool. I liked the chemistry between him and Sam.
Yeah.
I really liked Isaiah Bradley's character. Like Isaiah Bradley was really cool. I'm glad they kind of gave him a little bit more depth in the show. Um,
Yeah, I
but
like the message that he sent in Captain America or Falcon and Winter Soldier.
yeah,
Like I fucked with it, but as a character, they did him a little dirty in that show, and he was way better in this movie. Like I
yeah,
actually like I really believed like the shit he was going through this time around, and you know
yeah. I
why
think
he would like it just expanded a lot more on the message and themes that the show introduced with
yeah,
this movie and his character. He was really good. I liked him a lot.
yeah. I agree. I think I think in the show they kind of made him like a one note character, a little bit. Like not saying that like it was bad or anything, but I think there was not really there was not a need I guess in the show for him to have a character arc. He was very much the person to propel Sam into
Yeah,
like the direction he needed to go. But I think
yeah,
in this movie he has a little bit more depth, a little bit more conflict. That's what's going on inside of him, which I appreciate. I liked it a lot. We're gonna try to not talk about spoilers at least in this first initial bit in our reviews.
oh
Um,
yeah,
so anything that was shown in trailers, or general marketing like media like we'll talk about. Obviously, that's not really spoilers.
yeah,
But we're not gonna go into like any particular character reels or like any super big plot elements that stray off like of what the main plot is. So we're gonna try to avoid spoilers best we can. See how that goes.
So I actually have I kind of made like a semi uh usable outline, so to speak, just so we don't get like muddled with different topics too much, and kind of try to go point by point in a way.
Yeah.
Obviously, we can do whatever the fuck we want, but
Yeah.
I have like a somewhat structure. So like the first thing that I think would be a good thing to talk about, which we kind of already talked about, is like
Hold on
performances.
before we even like go off about like in depth. I still want to hear you guys' general thoughts about the movie. Like, what do you guys...
So I thought it was okay. I thought it was. I didn't hate it, but also I didn't go into it with too many expectations, I guess, because I don't know. You guys know that I'm a little late to the party when it comes to these movies. I haven't seen a lot of the previous ones. I know what they're about and I know what happens, but overall, like, it was okay. Like that, I don't know what else to say. Like I had a good time watching it, but it didn't, sweep me off my feet or anything like some of the other entries that have been in this whole MCU. I thought it was good.
Yeah. Oh, what do you think, Adam? What do you think about the movie?
Yeah, I really like Anthony Mackie in this movie. I liked Sidewinder's character a lot.
Yeah.
I thought he was really good. I don't know. I wouldn't like with expectations like on fucking ground zero. I was like, this movie's gonna suck ass, but I came away with like I don't know, like newfound hope for the MCU. I guess I was like, this movie's gonna suck. It's not gonna be good. But Harrison Ford killed it. Anthony Mackie killed it. Danny Ramirez killed it. I thought it was serviceable. I thought it was better than I expected.
Yeah, I agree. I think this movie met my expectations exactly where I wanted them to, and I sucks like that. We're in the landscape now that we can't really go into these movies with high expectations anymore. I guess it just really depends on the property. I feel like it's fair to go with a high expectation to like Guardians 3, because like that's James Gunn's baby essentially.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But anything future, I think there's a little bit of concern about how these movies are gonna go, just because I think there was a lot of potential. There was a lot of potential setup and a lot of swings, but a lot of misses in Phase 4, not just for movies but for the shows as well. So
Yeah.
I think with this movie, it's a step in the right direction, but I think there still can be improvement. And I mean, Carlos, what kind of topics did you want to go off on?
I was thinking about starting off with like the performances, like of the actors. I guess we kind of already went into that. We don't have to stay too long on this, but I don't really think that there was anybody who didn't do a good ass fucking job, dude. Anthony Mackie always kills shit. I thought he was fantastic in this fucking movie.
I thought Tim Blake Nelson, Samuel Stearns, was super solid.
Yeah, I mean he's solid in everything. I swear to God. I love
he
Tim
is.
Blake Nelson.
But
He's
yeah,
great.
I thought
he brought his
really
A
good
game
job.
to this one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I think the only really performance that I didn't. It's not that I didn't like it. I think it's more just an issue with the character, but the Sabra character, the Shira Haas character that was kind of like Ross's like right hand like person.
She was all right.
I think she was okay, but I
feel like
never really felt like at any point in the movie there was really a need for her to be there, if that makes
No,
sense.
not really.
I didn't
like-
like her at first, but she kind of grew on me. Like
Yeah.
later
Her
on.
character did get better as it went on. But I mean, I don't think that's anything against the actress. I think she did a good job for what kind of material that was there. But
I
Yeah,
do
just
have one.
limitations.
I have one actor that I.
Oh god.
It's kind of a spoiler, so maybe we can get to that later.
We'll wait. We'll wait.
But yeah,
do that.
that's the only one that I didn't like. I don't know why. But everyone killed it, dude. Harrison Ford was fucking great as Ross.
Yeah, honestly, that was my most surprising performance, was Harrison Ford, just because Harrison Ford's at that age now where he can literally just fucking ring it in for the cash, like for the check. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't like.
He
there's
brought his all.
yeah, he did a good job for, and you know, it could have been worse. Like I said, he could have just did a cash in, just like, all right guys, like I'm really just gonna do the bare minimum.
Yeah.
It helps that it's Harrison Ford too. You know,
It
what I
does
mean?
help.
Like,
Yeah.
Harrison Ford, he could just be himself and people will still fucking love him because he's Harrison Ford. He's good, man.
Yeah.
He's good at that.
What are some things that you guys did not like about the movie?
Is this spoiler, Ren?
I'm trying
Or
to.
no,
yeah,
no,
I'm.
no, I guess
I'm
I don't.
No, because there's things you could talk about that's definitely not spoiler related. I guess in terms of like
Uh.
structure or like I mean, for me at least, I was not a big fan of the writing. I thought some of the writing was really questionable, especially in moments where it felt like it needed to be serious, and it's like cool, like this is a very important moment for this character, and then it's like joke, and it's
Yeah,
like,
I mean that.
That-
Dude,
that's-
the Marvel quip
that-
shit is. it
That's what
happens
Marvel
way too
does,
much.
man.
I do think this movie had less quip than some of the newer entries. You know, like
Yeah.
dude, fucking Thor 4, the whole thing was jokes. You know, this one had a lot less of those. I can only think of like 3, maybe 4 times where like an emotional scene was undercut by some quip, and not all of them were even that bad in my opinion. They moved on pretty quick and kind of kept shit going, but
yeah.
I think as far as Marvel quips goes, I think this one might have like they weren't as bad as they could be as we've seen before. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably my biggest complaint was the writing. I think.
Yeah.
Some of the dialogue choices were really questionable to me. I'm like, is this a real conversation that people would have? I don't know. I mean, some other things I didn't like is you can definitely tell that this movie was plagued by the reshoots that it had to go through. I think it had to go through 4 of them.
Yeah, I had a lot of
And,
production issues.
I mean, Giancarlo Esposito's character Sidewinder was literally added in pretty much after, like I think months after. So, which is like, honestly, I fucked with the first 40 minutes of this movie. I think first 45 minutes of this movie, I was like, cool. I was like, oh yeah, sick. I love Sidewinder. Like let's you know. And then they kind of diverted the plot a little bit, and went in a little bit of a different direction. And I was like, eh. But still, like what they managed to do with that character, I still enjoyed. I thought it was fine. I liked it. But there's definitely moments that you can tell that it's like the actor is there, and it's just like a wide shot or like a wide shot of just them, and then it cuts to the person they're talking to, and it's like it's just them in the frame, and it's like okay, you can tell that these people are not even in front of each other.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's probably like a
Yeah,
body
it's completely
a body
reshot.
double.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like that. Some moments like that, kind of took about CGI. Some moments of the CGI was pretty rough.
Yep.
Like,
Sometimes, yeah.
it's not really a spoiler, but like the Red Hulk fight, there were some sequences that I thought were a little questionable in terms of the CGI. Not like he looked fine. I thought Red Hulk looked
Yeah,
fine.
he looked good.
I
yeah.
think the biggest problems with the CGI in that fight came from actually Sam Wilson, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like his
100%.
movement, it just seemed super unnatural a lot of the time. Like Hulk looked great, but like
Yeah.
yeah, it was weird.
So
Which you wouldn't expect considering, he's an entirely CG character.
yeah, exactly. I thought that fight was okay. I know a lot of people were disappointed just because they expected Red Hulk to be like he's like in a 9 minutes fight sequence, and like the
Yep.
fight sequence is cool. Don't get me wrong, but like me personally, I never expected that Red Hulk was gonna be in this movie for any more than 5 minutes. Like,
Dude, like an hour left in this movie, I was like, where the fuck is Red Hulk? 30 minutes left in this movie, I was like, where the fuck is Red Hulk? And then like the last like 10 minutes he shows up, I'm like, it's too fucking late, dude. Like I really
it
wanted
was-
more Red Hulk. I don't know.
Yeah, it took a while to get the ball rolling on that. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie to you. Honestly, the last fight was cool, but it was
Bizarre.
fucking underwhelming to me. Like it just
It was fast. It's short as
It was,
fuck.
it was really short.
I mean,
yeah.
to be to be
that's where all
fair,
the budget
like,
went, I guess.
yeah, I mean, I guess we'll talk about it more in depth in spoilers, but you know, um, I'm trying to think. There was something else I was gonna say in regards to the CGI but I'm trying to think. I can't really think off the top of my head. I mean, what are some other things that you guys didn't really like too much?
Going back to your writing thing, I also didn't like a lot of the writing, not because of the dialogue, which, like you said, was questionable sometimes, but because mostly, fuck, I don't know if this is gonna be spoilers or not. I'm trying to, like, the antagonists to me,
Yeah.
while they were pretty well done most of the time, there wasn't really, at least to me, there wasn't, like, I didn't really feel compelled by any of the villains in this movie.
Nope.
I see.
You know what I mean? Like, I understood I understood their reason for them doing what they do, because they laid it out pretty thick,
Yeah.
But I didn't see a connection between what they were, like, the conflict between them and Sam, like Captain America. Like,
I see. So there was
It
just
was-
a not a good I guess connection, or with Sam. Like,
yeah,
they felt
their
very
ideological
they felt very
visions,
disconnected, I guess, from
pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, from
Uh,
what Sam believes, what they believe, like, it didn't feel like it made the stakes feel a little less, like, just personal, I guess. Like, it didn't, which I don't think is very good for a Captain America movie, where most of his his writing for his character is ideological shit, and, like, personal conflicts between him and his villain, or him and himself. You know what I mean? Like, he's a very emotional character.
Yeah.
It's a lot of everything about Captain America is, just he's that fucking guy, dude. He I'm trying to think. I don't want to. I'm trying not to compare him, like, word wise, with Superman. But it's a similar thing. He's hope. Like, this guy. He's the ideal person.
Yep.
Like, he's the fucking best guy ever. Like,
Yeah.
and so when you introduce conflict into that, I feel like there should be a more personal thing, especially with his character.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with Sam Wilson's version of Captain America in the comics. I don't know how much correlation him and Steve Rogers has. I'm sure they both have similar ideologies and beliefs,
Yeah.
but
I mean, yeah.
I mean, in terms of a comic standpoint, I've always saw like Steve Rogers as, like, the embodiment of, like, the perfect, like, equalized moral person
Yeah.
you could go to, essentially.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
like he's the guy.
He's him, dude.
He's the guy.
I'm trying to think if there's any other thing that I didn't really like about the movie. I feel like there was something else that I really didn't like.
We kind of already went over the CGI and visual effects. Some of them are a little weird. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I guess yeah. Kind of going off of your point a little bit. I thought the antagonists were kind of poor. Other than one of them, I thought that was fine. I thought it was relevant to Sam a little bit in a way, but I thought antagonist wise, I thought they could have done maybe somebody different for this movie, but I mean, it was fine. I didn't think it took away from it too much, but
I just feel like that we need to have. We know what Sam Wilson, what kind of person he is, and what kind of Captain America he's trying to be. He's not Steve Rogers. They say it in the movie, and it's true. He's his own person. He's doing a different kind of Captain America. So I think we need a villain, or a foil that can reflect that and kind of amplify it and help, build that connection, and we can really find out what Sam Wilson's all about through that. That's where I'm at when it comes to, like, the writing for villains and everything.
Yeah, I pretty much agree. I'm trying to think. I mean, is there anything that you didn't necessarily really like about Adam?
Yeah, it was just the villains. I just did not like the three villains that were in the movie. Besides, I mean, Sidewinder was, like, really well written, but
Sidewinder was cool.
Other than that, they were just there, just to move the plot along. And I feel like it follows like the Marvel like formula pretty well. This movie does, and I fucking hate the Marvel formula, where it's just like every movie you can kind of see where it's gonna go before it gets there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
it just doesn't do anything like inventive or anything. It just kind of just follows the formula, just gets you to the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Goes
Yeah.
long.
I thought some of the plot elements, I guess, or the progression was a little weird. I don't know. There's some things that I wished that happened towards the end of the movie happened earlier,
Yeah.
and there's some things that I wished happened early in the movie that happened later, and I don't know. I feel like I kind of feel like at different point, if you were to like pick different moments to start this movie, like if you're like, oh, I'm gonna watch this movie from an hour in, or I'm gonna watch it, an hour and a half in, you'll get a different experience. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
which I think is just kind of what it's plagued by, kind of the reshoots they had to do for it, because I guess I test screenings and stuff just did not do well. Trying to think. I mean, you guys about ready to go into spoilers?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's where a lot of my points are. So yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we can go.
Okay, this is gonna be a spoiler warning. I'm gonna give like a small countdown, but it's like your warning. If you're watching and you haven't watched this movie, this is your time to dip. Go watch it, come back, because everything from here on is going to be probably like full. It's gonna be full blown spoilers for this entire movie.
Full on spoilers.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Last chance. Leave. If not, you reap what you sow. All right, go. We're good.
Harrison
We can-
Ford is in this movie.
All right.
Oh
sick.
shit!
Yeah, I know. I had to save that one for the
Wow.
spoiler part. Dude, I'm sorry. Oh, man, that shit
Um,
was eating at me. No, but honestly, okay, so, all right. Almost every villain in this fucking movie, to me, just kind of sucked, dude.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
that's what I said. Yeah.
Like I said before, they didn't really even get into the motivations of these characters, of these villains, other than Sidewinder, who was literally, even then, it's, it all went back to the leader who was manipulating everything and pulling all the strings. But so he wants to kill the Avengers. That's the only thing we got from him. That's all he said.
Who?
From the leader, from Samuel Stearns. I don't know if he's
Yeah.
the leader. I keep saying
all-
that.
well,
I'm pretty sure he is,
I
but
never got that indication that he wanted to like kill the Avengers.
he didn't want
he-
to kill the Avengers, did he?
he did. He that's what he said. He said it during Celestial Island when he was talking to Ross.
Ross.
He was like, "We can kill Captain America, kill the Avengers, and all that stuff." I mean,
Maybe, yeah.
obviously he was manipulating
Ross.
and he
Yeah.
but like, I don't know. The fact that I can't even remember is a testament to how muddled his motivations were. Like he was just. It's setting up his character, which is fine. I hope he comes back, maybe in a Hulk movie, but we'll fucking see about that. Yeah, I know.
I'm glad they didn't kill him. I'm glad they didn't kill
Yeah,
him.
Me too.
But
Because bro, that's Hulk's biggest fucking.
but I
op, bro.
guarantee you,
that's-
we'll never see him for years to come.
No,
like
we won't.
we'll see him.
Whatever.
Give
we'll
me, give me
I
3
guess.
years down the
No,
line.
we're gonna see him in like a 2-minute throwaway scene in fucking Doomsday or something, like
maybe.
where
I
he's
don't
gonna be
know.
like, "This is what I perceive. This is what I foretold you, Captain America. I
Yeah,
told you
probably.
that."
He's a dope villain.
I don't.
I think they could do quite a bit with him. He what?
Go
Oh,
ahead.
shit.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You
Go
sound
ahead, Maga.
like you're about to pop off right now.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I fucking hated him, and like I hated his. I'm fine with the leader being like intelligent being. He's a very big like antithesis to Hulk, like who's just
Mhm.
pure raw strength, pure brute madness and anger. But I hated the fact that the way that they did his powers was based off of fucking probability.
Probabilities, yeah.
That
that's-
was-
Yeah,
that was
it's stupid
weird.
as fuck.
Because
That
that's
was weird.
literally that's a walking plot point. Essentially,
Yeah.
is you want to move the plot forward? I had a 95% probability that you were
Yeah,
gonna do that.
exactly. Yeah, fucking exactly. That's what I said too. Like,
Yeah, I agree. I don't like.
I thought they
It's just-
should have just made him smart. I thought they
It's
should just
just-
made him naturally just intelligent and just like, okay, yeah, this is my plan. This is how I figured this was gonna happen. You don't have to like introduce probability because now
Yeah.
you create a plot element that's just gonna, okay, this is what we're doing now because the leader said there was a 98% chance of it happening.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, one thing that I didn't like is that we have not spent enough time with Captain America, like the new Captain America, to really get a gauge of like his moral, like, meter
Yeah,
and like
for
where
sure.
he stands, because
Yeah.
they played it up in this movie that like the leader was putting all these plans into effect, and for some reason, Captain America was the anomaly. For some reason, he was like, there was a 2% chance that you were gonna come to the facility.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And it's like-
that part. Yeah.
There was no. It's like what? What? Because his friend was potentially hurt. Like, where
Yeah.
did what leap did we go to get to this point to where it's like, I would completely understand if this was Steve Rogers, 100%. If it was Steve Rogers and he was like somehow the anomaly, I'm like
Mhm.
okay, but we just have not spent enough time with like
Sam
Sam
Wilson.
Wilson to really understand or get it. I know what they were trying to go for. It just, to me, it just was rushed. It didn't make sense at the point, like at this point of the story, because we didn't really know who the leader even was up to that point. We get introduced to him and he's like, there was a 98% chance that you were gonna like go turn around, and it's like,
Mhm.
great.
Yeah, I didn't
Thanks,
like that
dude.
either.
Yeah.
You know, I'm actually. I feel like I'm
I
not remembering exactly what Samuel Stearns' whole fucking thing was.
So the thing is, right, is they explain his motivation. Oh, that was okay. I just remember exactly what I did not like and I could not remember was all the fucking exposition. All
Yeah,
the
that movie
That's all it
is
exposition.
was. Yeah, there
Hella
was so fucking much.
exposition, dude.
Because that's how you know that this movie had multiple reshoots, because what they do is they go, oh shit, what do we need to do? Let's go ahead and reiterate the point. That's why you had Ross reiterate the point like 4 different times in the movie, like 3 or 4 different times where he
Yeah.
goes,
I've noticed
he goes,
that, actually,
he
yeah.
goes, we really need to get this treaty done. We really need to get this treaty signed.
Yeah,
if I don't get this treaty signed,
That is like the biggest fucking plot point is the fucking treaty. And he just keeps
Dude,
talking
Ross's whole
and
like goals, all of his goals. It was so. It was
I didn't even-
fucking. It was. I don't know. That went nowhere for me. It was completely basic. It was completely one dimensional. Like it.
It's just paper thin writing, man.
I mean,
All
you know,
the characters are just
yeah.
paper thin. Besides, like a couple of them.
Yeah.
Like, even Ross, man. It's just like
I mean, look, I might be in the minority here, but I really enjoyed Ross's character.
I like
didn't.
Ross.
I like Ross as a character, but
I thought
I didn't really enjoy him
and
in
to
this
me,
movie.
I saw Ross as like as an antagonist in this movie because he kind of was. He pushed against
Yeah.
Sam a lot, and certain
Oh, he
areas.
did.
was-
Yeah, he definitely was an
there,
antagonist.
there were at least 3. Like
So
you know.
I'm perfectly fine with like if this movie was like was Sidewinder was the protagonist or the antagonist, I'd be okay with that.
I kind of wish it was. Yeah.
If it was
him.
just Ross as the antagonist, I would have been fine with that. Like, granted, I think at some point you should have had either Bruce Banner or She-Hulk come in as like
God,
a
Bruce Banner should've
supporting
showed up.
character,
I was
As-
waiting for honestly.
as a
Same.
supporting character, just because he has such a deep history with Ross,
Yeah.
and like it would have to me it would have tied in Betty in a better way than being like,
The whole petty thing.
their phone call, like, sorry I didn't call when you almost got assassinated. Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. What the
There was no clear. I mean, like you said, yeah, Ross was probably the main villain, quote unquote,
He
antagonist,
should've
you
been,
know.
Yeah.
But like,
I thought
I
that was the
did-
direction they were going. Like when he basically
Yeah.
told Sam to fuck off. Like,
Yeah, I thought he was gonna be the main
Oh.
villain.
all right, well, I'm
Yeah.
gonna wait here for a second. I'll let you guys speak your piece because I'm talking too much. But
You're fine.
like,
I just wish there was a more I just two things about the villain. One, I wish there was a more clear motivation for, especially Ross. You know what I mean? Well, not clear. That's the wrong word.
Obviously,
More compelling one, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't fuck. You know, he's doing this whole thing to talk to
Betty.
Betty again. You know, because he's trying to prove himself that he's changed, even though he hasn't changed really until the end of the movie.
Maybe I wasn't paying attention like enough, or I didn't get a good understanding. But to me, at no point did I ever learn why getting this treaty done was so important, other than it's gonna basically cause like an economic like war for this resource. Other than that, but like,
Well, yeah, the only other reason that he was doing it was literally like he laid it out pretty thick.
Much.
Well, yeah, so that's the whole thing. It's essentially an arms race, but with adamantium.
Yeah.
But also, this motherfucker really just wanted to talk to his daughter again. Like that's the end goal for him. That's what he was really trying to do.
That's his only motivation. The whole
He wanted to
So-
prove to Betty that he was a changed man, even though he really actually
He really wasn't. No.
Yeah.
He's still a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I think by the time we're with him in the movie, I think he's trying to turn a new leaf.
He is.
But-
He's trying to turn a new leaf, but
Mhm.
But it would have been really interesting to see if we saw William Hurt play Ross in this kind of compelling way where he's trying to
That
be
would've
like
been really cool.
sympathetic.
yeah.
Because it would be hard to me. It would be really hard to believe him, because he'd like be like, I'm trying to do the right thing, and it's like, no, you're fucking not. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
trying to think. Oh yeah, back to exposition. So, in the scene where they go to that tunnel, and the Sidewinder's there, basically like being held under like arrest, and he's going to
Yeah,
Sam is going to go talk to him, and basically and ask him for what's going on, who's this guy, like what, like how was your buyer, all that stuff. In that conversation, we literally got all of Samuel Stern's motivation and exposition by Giancarlo Esposito.
Yep.
That was
Mm-hmm.
that was
Literally
him going.
everything, yeah.
That was him going. Back when Abomination, leveled Harlem, somebody had to take the fall. Ross made Samuel Stearns take the fall, and then he put him in prison, and he realized that he was very smart, so he made it to where he gave him the best probability to get the highest power, highest political power, and then he promised him once he became president he would pardon him. And it was like that did not happen. I think 5 months.
Yeah.
I think at the point we're in the movie, it's 5 months after he is president,
Yeah.
and that had not happened. And he's like, yeah, but I thought like if I gave him a lab that like I
He'd
gave
be
him all,
happy.
he'd be happy.
He'd fucking chill out, dude. You know.
He indeed
Yeah.
did not show
So it
up.
was essentially
did
just
not.
like the leader's motivation was revenge. He wanted
Yeah.
he wanted to show Ross that he's a piece of shit. But like you
True.
learn in the
he
first
did say that to
you
Sam Wilson
learn
too.
you learn in the first 5 minutes of the movie, public perception of him is that he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
There's really no point for all that shit, because, yeah.
Exactly.
So-
Everyone knows Ross sucks.
I don't know how he became president. I'm gonna be honest. They kind of glazed over that.
Yeah, the other candidate must have been really fucking trash.
That's what I'm
Like-
saying, dude. Like they're
And I
sure,
know.
we get the exposition and we get the motivation of these characters, like laid on pretty thick, but it's not really believable, and it's like I don't care, you know what I mean? Like it's not.
Yeah.
This is a Captain America movie. I want the motivation of these villains to tie into Captain America as like
Yep.
a hero, you know, or even even into what Sam Wilson is trying to be to differentiate himself from Steve Rogers, but it doesn't do that at all.
Yeah, I
It really
agree.
doesn't, actually, yeah.
I mean, I know we're kind of shitting on the movie a lot. I mean, there's a lot of things that I
We'll get to the
did-
good stuff. You know,
Yeah.
I feel we should get the bad stuff out of the way and then get to the good
Is
stuff.
that what we should do? We should start with the
We're-
good stuff?
I guess yeah. Maybe we should start with the
Why
good
the hell
stuff.
not? No, it's fine.
But I
We're
guess-
already here,
It's
dude.
too
But I
late.
guess
There's- I think-
there's just so much bad to talk
I'm gonna say,
about.
Yeah, I
thing
think
is,
the
it's
bad
like,
outweighs the
It's
good.
not
Quite a
even
bit.
like everything is bad. It's just there's
Right, yeah,
so
no.
much small bad things that are just placed, and it's hard to ignore. I
Yeah.
think that there's very good large moments, but there's a lot of shitty smaller moments that I just
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah, I
don't
think-
like.
You guys want to talk about Isaiah Bradley?
What about Isaiah Bradley?
like I said earlier, like I like that he was a little more fleshed out, maybe just emotionally. He's probably the only character in the movie that actually drove Captain America to do like all the shit that he did. You know, like as a character, like an emotionally.
He
Yeah.
definitely is. Yeah, the only reason. Yeah.
But at the same time,
well,
they really didn't do a lot with him either. Like he played a pretty big part in Falcon and the Soldier, and you know whether you think that's good or bad is up to you. I didn't personally like it too much, just because like I got the message and I liked it a lot, but like his character, the way they wrote him was kind of and they didn't do anything with him in this movie that could have expanded upon that, you know, further. Like his character, I think I like that he was in this movie and that he drove Sam Wilson emotionally, but they still didn't really do anything with him. You know, and maybe he could have been the character that I don't know. I feel like we could. I want to see more of him and Sam. Pretty much is what I'm trying to say. And like how that affects Sam becoming like Captain America, essentially. You know, because people are still like, you know, you're not Steve Rogers, bro. You're not. You're fucking. You're not him, bro.
I think the scenes I really enjoyed the most in this movie were Isaiah, Joaquin, and Sam Wilson.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
like
that-
bonding and
Just chilling out. You know.
like growing together. I don't know. I think they're all three.
They had very good chemistry.
They did, yeah.
with each other.
Yeah.
Going back to Isaiah Bradley, I enjoyed what they did more with this character. I wish we could have seen more with him.
Mm-hmm.
We got a little bit more depth kind of about him and his
Little bit.
internal conflicts, like just a little bit. I think.
I mean, but all he was is I hate the government because what they did to me. That was what he was in the show too, and that's what he was in this movie. That was.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
pretty
but
much
they,
it.
they gave him a little bit more. I mean, he was willing. He was
Yeah.
willing to like go to the White House for Sam. And,
True.
And you know, he even wore like the suit that his wife, you know,
The suit, yeah.
Yep.
Where he got
that
married
had,
in.
yeah, got
Mhm.
married in and stuff like that. So, I mean, there's like little moments like that that gave some more depth to his character. But I think the second he gets put in prison, they basically throw him away essentially.
Yeah,
mean-
pretty much.
Essentially, yeah.
I don't really know at that point. I mean, maybe from a writing standpoint, you kind of you put yourself in a little bit of in a hole. But I don't really know how much you can really expand his character after he literally gets thrown in prison like that. So
Mhm. Yeah.
I think he'll have an
agree.
importance later, but I think the focus was Isaiah was always a little push for Sam. He was never the driving force. I think he always just kind of nudged him in the right directions.
Right.
I think in this movie, you could say Isaiah Bradley's the driving force because he's trying to get him. Sam's trying to get him exonerated for prison before he legitimately may go on a death
Dies.
sentence.
Yeah.
But I mean, as I told him, he's like, you want to help me? Leave me alone. Like,
Yeah, never come back.
never
yeah.
come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I liked Isaiah Bradley's character.
I like it too.
Yeah, I thought he was really good.
That is
I
one
hope
of
he,
the
I
better
hope, hope he
characters.
gets a little more fleshed out. I hope he becomes kind of more of a mentor for Sam. I guess, being a super soldier and everything,
Yeah.
being the supposedly a Captain America at one point, but
Yeah, he's
never
the
happened.
he's the forgotten super soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of super soldiers, what do you guys think about Sam not having super soldier serum? You think you like it?
I'm on
hate
the
it?
fence. I hope that he gets it. Honestly, low key, I kind of do, but I understand that. I understand that a lot of who he is him just being a fucking dude with a suit.
He's just a guy.
Yeah, and that being the case, he has to fight harder. I guess like
Yeah.
physically and also for himself.
Yeah.
Just to truly accept the mantle of being Captain America.
Yeah.
I hope you guys that'd be dope. I want to see him actually fuck shit up.
Yeah, I like the jokes where he's like fighting Red Hulk and he's like, "Fuck, I should have took that serum."
Yeah,
Or,
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I like the choice about him not taking the serum because it definitely I think they talk about it in the Falcon and Winter Soldier show, but it's kind of like the serum doesn't it enhances you, but it also makes you more of who you actually are. So
yeah, true.
I think it goes back into the movie. There's a really good moment between Sam Wilson and Bucky,
Yeah,
and he's like kind of like I'm messing up, like Steve never messed up like that, and Bucky tells him he's like you got to realize like Steve was somebody people believed in, but you're somebody people aspire to be.
Yeah.
that shit was
Like-
fire. I like
Yeah.
that line a lot. That really encapsulates like Sam as Captain America. I
Yeah.
really like that.
Yeah.
Because
It
that's
does, yeah.
his whole thing is Sam wants people to look at him and go, I can be that. Like I
Yeah.
can be that person.
Like Torres, like what Torres
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, that's another good moment at the end in the hospital where he's just like, I watched the news as a kid and like I saw superheroes and you know who I looked at the most? It was you.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you
Oh,
never.
yeah.
He's like, you never mess up. Like I mess up, and I feel like that was a moment for Sam where he reflected and was like, oh shit, like I was in his shoes at one point. Like I still feel like I'm in his shoes as I wish though. I kind of wish that we got that. I wish we got that moment with Torres before the final conflict though.
Why?
That'd be cool.
I feel like
Like-
that. I feel like that speech would have helped him. I guess I don't know. Like it would have been more
when he
impactful.
fought Red Hulk.
Yeah, or just
Yeah.
like there was a lot of self doubt for Sam, and I guess I feel like that conversation would have been good for him to have before like doing that, and like Joaquin looking at him going like, yeah man, dude, like I aspire to be you, like
But I feel like we got that talk with Bucky, before he went to Celestial Island. I feel like that was the talk that kind of
I kind of wish we got that conversation at the end.
really.
Yeah,
I could see that flipping him might be
Because-
good.
Yeah.
like Cadman's gonna be beat to shit and be like, dude, I should have taken a super serum. Like, Steve was like this, like he's not getting beat up like I did and all this stuff. And he's like, dude, like that's. And then it would tie back with what Joaquin told to him earlier.
I could see that for
That's
sure.
true,
Yeah.
actually.
That'd been sick.
Should we
I
talk
saw-
about? Should we talk about the new Falcon real quick?
Like
Little,
like him as Falcon.
like just his character in the movie.
Oh.
I thought it was fine.
I
Go ahead, Adam. Go ahead.
no, nah, I think he's probably my favorite character in the movie. I'm not gonna lie. I liked Joaquin Torres. I really
Interesting.
did. I liked his chemistry with Sam Wilson, and I don't know. I just thought, like, I don't know. He kind of just jumped in the role of the Falcon, and he really, I don't know. I really liked Danny Ramirez as Joaquin Torres.
I agree. He was great. He did a really good job.
Yeah, I thought so.
I liked that he's the new Falcon. I'm really excited to see Sam mentoring him and like him actually stepping into this role. And I'm glad that he also had some moments in the movie where we got to see him actually do shit like action wise.
Yeah, like during
Those were all pretty good. Celestial Island at the beginning and all that shit. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
he's just there a lot of the time. For real, like he doesn't have an arc here. He's
No, he
just a
doesn't.
supporting character right now, and he's not. And I get that they might be building up to him being his own fully fledged hero or whatever. Maybe I don't know if anybody actually cares about him that much, like we do.
I could
But-
see him being on like the new Avengers or something.
Right,
Like, if
of
they did
course.
something like that. Like
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. But and this might be getting ahead of myself or getting ahead of the movies, but they kind of set up a lot of his dialogue with Sam trying to, it felt like sometimes he was trying to get Sam to teach him something other than the kick move, whatever the fuck,
The
you know.
kick
Oh, yeah,
move
the
during that
fucking
Right,
scene,
but
yeah.
like
Kick
you know,
move.
as being Falcon and as a hero, and we didn't get that at all in this movie. And there was a lot going on, obviously, but we didn't. He remained a sidekick, He's not really
The whole
Falcon. He's
movie.
still just kind
Yeah.
of, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I
We didn't get to
understand
see his growth at all, and that's one thing I didn't like. I liked him a lot as a character. I didn't like how they approach his character like throughout the movie and his
Yeah.
arc or lack thereof.
I think I'm okay with what they did with this character, just because we're still learning so much about Sam.
Yeah.
Like
Also no.
if you're just purely a movie watcher, like we legitimately go from Endgame where he has in the show to where he's like a full-fledged Captain America. So you
Right.
gotta
As if they haven't seen the show or anything.
yeah, like if they were just straight, if you're just like a straight movie watcher, like I'm not
Right.
gonna watch shows, like you're not gonna know what the fuck's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy to think because when you think about it, if you're just like, if you don't give a shit about Avengers movies and then you watch, you're like, but I love the Guardians movies, you go from Guardians 2 to being like, when the fuck did Gamora die?
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
What's this
Yeah.
new Gamora?
Yeah, that's true. God, I really don't like this. I hate it, dude. I fucking hate it so much. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So
But anyways,
I think
yeah.
they just have to do a lot of, they gotta hit like achieve many different goals with this movie about introductions and kind of like you have to give
Yeah.
Captain America a somewhat of a character arc before you can even give Sam Wilson one, because I think even in Winter Soldier I don't even think Sam Wilson had much of a character arc. He was very much just like, I got your back, bro, no matter what.
Yeah, he was
He
just
was
a
fine.
supporting
He
guy
was-
there
He
too.
was
yeah.
there.
We're walking towards.
Mhm.
I think even I think even in the third movie he was just there.
He was. Yeah.
I think
he's
even in
kind of
Civil
what
War he's
walking
like, I got your back,
towards.
bro.
In Civil War?
again.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much. He was just kind of he had Cap's back no matter what, which is yeah.
I'm trying to think if he
Okay,
has,
so I can see the parallels between
yeah.
old Sam Wilson and current, Torres.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't want to get ahead of myself with his character development, but that's just what I thought during this movie. Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I'm trying to think if there's really any supporting characters that it got like a lot of character depth. I mean, you could make the claim for like Happy or like Pepper in a way, but I mean they kind of had.
Pepper kind of doesn't show up until Endgame again. I mean, she's Infinity War kind of, but she didn't show up for a while, and I don't give a fuck about Pepper Potts, dude.
I guess
don't care about him.
you can make the case for Loki and Thor, like, but he's not really like
True.
he's not really a sidekick. He's more of like a even an antagonist, but sometimes a foil to Thor. Like he's very
Mhm.
much his own thing. I'm trying to think of like anybody who fills that role, like a Falcon or like a. I guess you could say like Kate Bishop.
Machine.
Oh yeah, Rhodey.
Iron Patriot, yeah, Rhodey, 100%.
I mean, his only character arc is fucking. He got paralyzed. That was it.
yeah, and then it wasn't even him for most of the movies until Secret. What the fuck, dude? It's fucking crazy.
I still am waiting for like an answer to
Yeah,
at what point that happened.
yeah, exactly. That shit blew my fucking mind, dude.
Because if it was pre-Endgame, that 100% minimizes
was.
Tony Stark's death. Well, we
Wasn't
don't
it,
know.
like-
We don't know yet.
I thought-
It wasn't confirmed at what point. It's
It
just
wasn't
like
confirmed. Oh, okay.
it's just like it was like he's been gone for a minute, but like that could be.
I
Relative
assumed it
because-
was. I assumed it was after like Civil War. That's when it
That's
happened.
that's relative because if say Rhodey was taken directly after Endgame, I mean I think even from Endgame there's still like a couple years. We're past that couple years at least by now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely.
So I mean, even if you want to say, he's like, oh man, it's been years. Well, shit, yeah, it has. So
That's just crazy.
I mean, now we're kind of getting like off of the movie, and that's gonna be a topic for towards the end of this. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anything kind of relevant to the movie,
What about
uh,
Sam? Talk about the main guy.
like his
Like,
character
what do you-
arc.
like, yeah, like just him as a character in the movie. Like
I thought it was
any-
fine. I mean, I thought it was good for his first movie. It's just I think the conflict that he goes through gets minimized by the antagonist because they are not
Yeah,
Captain
I
America.
I totally agree.
So
It literally like we see Sam like he's Captain America now. Like he knows that. We saw it at the end of the show. He's like, all right, I'm Captain America. I'm fucking him, bro. But he's still clearly struggling with that mantle, and we basically get none of it in this movie aside from a 3-minute conversation with Bucky.
Yeah.
And I feel like this movie should have been about that. It should have been about him.
That should be the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It should have been about him actually
Coming to terms with it and
his personal struggles with being Captain
Yeah.
America, and like starting the new Avengers, being the true leader. The fuck was that?
what is this? What is
Fuck,
that?
what was that?
I got a counter argument.
Oh, okay.
hey,
Fun.
okay, all right. Let's get into it then. What's up?
We kind of get that in the show though.
what I'm saying in the movie, dude. Like,
Yeah, but it's already over because of the show.
What do you mean?
The
Like-
internal conflict's already over.
No, it's not.
Like he's
The only thing he did, he's accepted that he's Captain America, but he is still. You know, there's
We could have got a little bit more of it in the movie, but
the show sets up so many things with like Isaiah Bradley, especially about like race and like being perceived by the public eye. Like what they think of him. Like and just the sheer like weight of being fucking Captain America and not Steve Rogers. The show sets those things up, and he becomes Captain America. He's like, I'm Captain America now. But the movie, I feel, should have dealt with his internal struggles, and that goes back to the villains being more emotionally connected to what he's going through inside, instead of
Yeah.
being these one-dimensional, let's just keep the plot going along kind of thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
yeah, the villains add nothing to his character.
That's where I'm
at
at.
all. Through the whole movie, they add nothing to his character.
That's where I'm at. Like I think there's more opportunity to I think a movie about him personally going through becoming the new Captain America instead of just being like, I'm Captain America. And you're right, in the show he does go through a lot of conflicts within himself, and he kind of accepts a lot of things, but I think there's still more that could be explored. You know what I mean? Because fuck it, dude, but Steve Rogers, he was just fucking Captain America. He had his own shit going on, but at the end of the day, he was pretty confident in being the first Avenger. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think Sam Wilson has fully gotten there yet, and I like that. That gives him depth as a character,
Yeah.
and I feel like we should have gotten to explore that more in this movie, within himself and with the antagonist maybe being more personal to what he's going through. Yeah, that's my rant. I'm eating the popcorn I bought from the movie yesterday.
Fuck.
It's a small popcorn. I haven't finished it yet.
There's that cool bowl you could bucket you could have got.
That shit's expensive,
Yeah,
man.
$20. I think I think a lot of the things that you're saying, I just go back to I feel like a lot of that was just addressed in the show, like
No, you're right.
especially
And it was.
with his personal conflict about feeling like if Steve made the right choice, or maybe if he didn't make the right choice, and
Mm-hmm.
it starts out with him kind of relinquishing the shield and being like, I'm not right for it, I'm black, like it's not, people aren't ready to accept that, and then you get the whole conflict with Isaiah where he's kind of like, there and trying to like push Sam in the right direction, being like, look, like don't be a symbol for like people, because you're just going to be seen as a mascot essentially.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to be seen as legitimate.
Yeah.
You know?
But I mean, that's also what Captain America went through in the first movie too. He was
Yeah.
a mascot. He never actually saw any action until way later because shit happened. I haven't, and everything I say could be moot. I might be misremembering the show. I think maybe you might have a fresh memory than I do, so you're remembering more things than I am.
Yeah.
But in this movie, we clearly see Sam struggle internally with being Captain America. If we didn't, that Bucky scene wouldn't even need to be there. You know what I mean? So there's still something there. And I think it would have been really cool to, like, I don't know, explore a little more, maybe, for lack of a better, to get it the fuck out of the way or something. I don't know, dude. Just like see the transition and see himself become the leader that he is in the movie, but like accepting it within himself.
Yeah.
Maybe I fucked that up, but you know what I'm trying to say.
I mean, I think his
You might be right, though. You might be right.
I think his conflict in the movie is not necessarily with him accepting being Captain America. I think it's him as Captain America realizing, like, or thinking, like, am I making the right choices? Because when
I
I
can
think
see
of
that.
when I think of
Yeah.
Steve, when I think of the choices he made, all of them are right choices, and
Mhm.
I'm not confident in my choices right now. I don't have the super serum. Like, I'm just a regular
Yep.
guy, and Bucky's like, that's not the point, though. Like, Steve.
Yeah.
Steve messed up too. Steve
Oh, yeah.
made wrong decisions. I don't know if they say in the movie. I might be thinking about something else, but like he even told me like you, and it's like you guys stuck your neck out for me, like, you know.
Mm-hmm. I see that.
So I think it's resolved now. Granted, I think you're right a little bit. I think it wasn't touched on as much just because there's a lot of different moving pieces in this movie.
Yeah.
But I think going forward, he's going to now be like, yes, like I'm confident in my decisions. This is the right
That's
choice.
dope. I'm down as fuck for that.
Like,
I guess I
because-
was trying to say. Go ahead.
Because like from here, the next time we're gonna see him is probably in Avengers, Doomsday,
Probably,
is
unless
probably
we
the
get like
next
some
time we see
show
him.
where he shows up again.
which is
Hey,
like
he showed up in Ant-Man, all right? You don't fucking know where he's gonna show up. Dude, Falcon could pop up anywhere. You know what I mean? He was he was the only person they could afford for Ant-Man. He's the only Avenger they could fucking afford. No, what I'm trying to I totally agree with everything you're saying. I guess my point is, without growth, what's the point in even caring about a character? They always have to be. There's always room for growth, and I think that makes a compelling character. And I guess what I was trying to say was I would have really liked to see more of Sam Wilson growing, in a way, instead of focusing on Ross's one-dimensional ass. I don't know. Dude. I like Harrison Ford. I liked Ross, but I didn't. I didn't see the emotion with Ross in this movie. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I just wish we got more Sam Wilson growing. That's my paraphrase for my point, basically. But I agree with everything you said too. I think you're right. We saw a lot of that in the show, and we're getting a lot of it now too.
I'm just trying to think like what villains could we have gotten for this movie?
10 rings. 10 rings.
Isn't that already done?
Mm-mm.
He dead.
Nope.
Mender's dead as shit.
Nope.
Sh-
The
Shang-Chi has
10
the
rings-
10 rings.
I understand that, but listen, the 10 rings is okay. I swear to God, I'm so afraid to say this. I'm gonna get so much fucking hate on this right now. The 10 rings is such a fallback villain that, listen, you could use it for any movie and it'd be like, yeah, there it is. There could always be a new fucking guy, a new Mandarin popping up with the 10 rings. It's. And I call my mom after this. She knows more about it than I do, but the 10 rings, dude, like it's. I swear they could really use them for anything.
Yes.
If we're gonna get characters or villains in a movie where low key we don't even care about what they're doing, like this one, because we don't know what they really want, or if we do, it's just not like how is this drive? How are we moving forward from this in any way? Use the fucking 10 rings, bro. Dude, what are you doing? It's like fucking Windex. Just fucking spray it on anything. It doesn't matter, Just do it, dude. Or
Yeah. Look, I'm
Zemo.
just,
Bring back Zemo.
He's in Wakanda
Baron Zemo?
prison.
Ah, shit.
Baron Zemo's not coming
Fuck,
back.
I forgot
bro.
about that.
Or
He escapes.
He escapes, but like I don't look. He's already accepted his role and
Yeah.
like where he is. He has zero beef with fucking Sam Wilson because
No, you're absolutely right.
because he did not take the Super Soldier Serum. That was his whole thing. Was just like if you take a Super Soldier Serum, you're a pussy. Like you're a bitch. That was his whole thing.
By the way, off topic, but I loved Zemo on the show.
Yeah,
Zemo
Zemo
was
was great.
fucking great in that show. Can you cut all the part out where I said 10 rings?
No, I don't know what that.
I stand by it.
That
I
tangent.
stand by it.
But I'm trying to
I
think,
said
right?
what I said.
I'm trying to think of villains they could have used for this movie, and I genuinely cannot think of one that would have been as compelling as Ross or even the leader. Like, even though those are Hulk villains,
Did my camera just die?
No, you're
Okay.
good.
because I'm thinking like
They're that's my
Bar-
problem. They're
Baron-
fucking Hulk villains, dude.
Baron Zemo, like not a villain to Captain America anymore.
No.
Crossbones, dead.
He is
Armanzola?
very dead.
What
Oh,
about
never mind.
Armanzola?
He
Is
is
he-
dead, I
Ar-
think.
Oh, he is dead actually.
Armin
yeah, you're-
Zola. I'm looking at a list of Captain America villains because I don't really know too many.
Is Armin,
U.S.
Armanzola's
U.S.
there, right?
agent was the villain in Falcon and Winter Soldier show, basically. And he's,
Yeah,
Right.
basi-
No, yeah.
and he's basically
Oh yeah,
dead.
they could have done some with. Well,
No, they,
isn't he coming back for Thunderbolts?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
He's
so
trying
fuck
to
him.
be he's trying to be reformed, essentially.
I think he's gonna be kind of an
I like
anti-hero
him.
role.
I
I like
like
him
him.
too. I like him a lot
him
too.
a lot. I
What's-
like US
what's-
agent.
What about? Hold on.
Walker.
What about
Walker.
Doughboy?
Who the fuck is?
He is an extremely malleable piece of dough.
I would have been fine with just Sidewinder.
He has
honestly.
no
I
will
think
or
Sidewinder
intelligence.
No,
was-
if it,
Dude,
if it was-
Sidewinder, yeah.
If it was just Sidewinder, it'd be
100%.
perfect,
If it was,
honestly.
You know-
I would have
you-
been so down for Sidewinder.
You know there was villains cut from this movie.
Which ones?
the fuck?
Doughboy?
They were trying to add more villains to this movie. There's already like fucking 3.
Apparently, Doc Ock is an enemy of Captain America
Uh,
No,
sometimes.
he's not.
He is.
Is he?
Mhm.
How?
He's obviously a Spider-Man
I
main
like,
villain,
I like,
but he
I like Crossbone, but he's dead.
Crossbone's dead.
I know, but he's cool though.
Okay, one more thing off topic. Speaking of Crossbones and like side villains who could have
Uh-huh.
been utilized more. What the fuck are they doing with Taskmaster,
What
bro?
what about Kingpin?
Why are they
Taskmaster's
ruining
Taskmaster's gonna be in Thunderbolts.
Yeah, I know, and it's the worst Taskmaster they could have gone with. Not because because she's female. That is not the reason. The reason being, why would you use Taskmaster in Black Widow, bro? And why would you make her become a good guy at the end that quickly? All right, that's all of the topic. I'll get to that later.
That's all.
I'm sorry. I can go on a fucking hour-long tangent about Taskmaster right now. Oh, the right wing.
What?
That's a
Sick, dude.
villain on
Oh,
the
like-
on the
Like
website.
right wing politics, like
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they like Republicans.
Wait,
or-
and left wing.
Oh shit!
Oh.
And the other ones.
you get
Yeah.
the right wing and the left wing.
And the
they
left wing.
combine.
They just. Oh fuck! They combine.
They combine the wing,
the wing.
the wing. MODOK apparently is a villain
No,
for
is he?
for
Dead.
Cap.
Dead.
Dead. We just watched.
Yeah, you're right. He is dead.
He's fucking dead.
Well,
we just
fucking
watched it.
Darren.
God rest his
We gotta
soul.
get Darren.
Wait. What if they brought back like?
That movie
Never mind.
sucked, man.
Never mind.
Fuck.
That can't work for him.
Um,
I feel like
Look,
maybe
like,
they
I
should
think
have
that-
saved Red Guardian. That's all I'm gonna say. He could have been a cool villain,
I think
turned into
Red Skull
Thunderbolts
was-
eventually.
Look,
Red Skull.
cool.
I was gonna say Red Skull as
there's-
well.
If there's anything I appreciate about this movie is that they did wrap up some loose ends. They wrapped up I mean, it sucks it wasn't an Incredible Hulk movie, but like they wrapped up that story with Stearns and Ross
They did,
and
yeah.
Betty, if you want to include her in there, even though she's like in for 2 seconds.
Oh.
But
Yeah, yeah,
Hold
she's
on.
got-
Do you remember earlier when I said there was one character and
Is it
performance
Betty?
I completely
Is it-
didn't like in this
Was it
movie?
Betty?
It's fucking Liv Tyler as Betty Ross.
Yeah, she's.
I
just
didn't
nothing,
like
dude.
her in the original either. This bitch. Cut that.
Dude.
This woman whispered all of her lines, Bruce, the whole time, dude. Speak up, bro, and stop. I'm sorry. I don't know. Maybe I just don't like Liv Tyler, but she sucks as Betty. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Like
It's just a nothing character.
it's a nothing character.
It's,
When I
it's 100% nothing character.
when I was
like-
thinking about this movie and I was talking about like my predictions for it, I didn't want to say it because I didn't want it to be true. But in my head, I was like, God, I hope Betty doesn't show up in this fucking movie, dude. I hope
She
Betty
did.
is she did. And I was like, well, all right, that's that, I guess.
yeah, I mean, I'm glad they wrapped up that storyline. I honestly don't think we'll revisit Ross unless it's Avengers related. Maybe.
Maybe.
I enjoyed that they finally acknowledged the internals, which that was like I was like, okay, when's this gonna happen? I'm trying to think what they I feel like they resolved something else, but I can't remember. That might have been it, honestly. Just those 2 threads, but they've abandoned a lot of things too. Like I
know. Earlier, I said I hope they kind of do more with Isaiah Bradley, but low key, that could be wrapped up too. I mean, if there even was one there to begin with.
I truly only feel like his purpose going forward is if he wanted to do something with, I think, his like nephew or something, Like make him. I think in comics he becomes Patriot. I believe. His like for the Young Avengers or something like that. But
Right.
I mean, it would not
He might
surprise
train
me
him or
if
something.
if,
I don't
if
know.
in the next Captain America movie they kill Isaiah Bradley or he just retires. Like he just goes off into the sunset and just.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to see him play like a mentor role to the new Avengers in a way. You know, like maybe train them.
That'd be kind of
fighting or
cool.
whatever.
I would
I'd be
appreciate
down
that.
for that. Yeah.
Like he's
I'd be
like
down for
at the facility training like the new
Mhm.
generation. That would be sick.
100%. I kind of wish we. This is a nitpick in a way, but I kind of wish we saw him actually training Torres because we didn't
That
actually
never
get to
happened,
that. Yeah, they just kind of did that flag thing and then
Yeah,
moved on.
They just cut it.
I would have been down to see that with him and Torres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Also, I fucking love that sequence. The
That's cool.
the sequence where he's driving and then Sidewinder just fucking shoots at him and their whole little mini fight that they have. That was sick.
Yeah,
That was
that
a
was cool.
sick dude. That was one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
Yeah, that was
He, like,
when he
sick.
fucking
To the-
when he the probability thing sucked with Leader, but like when he was like he said there's a 75% chance you'd fucking do this, and he pulls the revolver between his arm and fucking blasts him,
Yeah.
dude. That was cool. That was
Yeah.
super dope. I really liked that. Sidewinder was really cool.
I liked
Cyborg's the best part of the movie.
I
Yeah.
forgot what he was holding in his hand, but like he was like running, he fucking just chucks it and it could like, like
Yeah.
go straight
yeah, it
to
was
the.
like a grenade or something.
It was,
Yeah.
no,
like,
it was like an axe or something or like.
Oh,
some-
when in
Oh,
the
the
junkyard
axe,
when he
yeah,
like
yeah,
drop kicks him.
yeah.
Yeah, when he
fuck,
throws the axe
yeah.
into his chest and bah, dude, that was a cool fight. That was super
Yeah,
dope.
he fucking floors him.
God damn, Sidewinder should have been the main villain of this fucking movie. I swear to God.
It would have
He
been
should've,
sick.
yeah. They just had too many villains, I think.
I would have been perfectly fine. I feel like you could take out Leader's whole bullshit and just have like the motivation be that Ross had struck this deal with Sidewinder and basically like had the conflict is that he had sent Captain America to basically bust it, but like, you know, he's basically like double working, I guess, like kind of, I don't know how to explain it, where Ross is doing shady shit behind the scenes. Sidewinder finds out and he's like, I'm gonna go out of my way to make sure that you're outed as a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
That would have
Yeah.
been fine. And if he just had built that conflict, and then
Yeah.
now Sam has an internal conflict of like, if he gets let known early on by Sidewinder, be like, hey, Ross did this. Now he has an internal conflict of like, oh shit, is Ross a good guy? Like, should I
Yeah.
be following orders from Ross? Like, should
Yeah.
I? That would have been
I mean,
sick.
that
That would have been
that
way more
would-
compelling.
they kind of alluded they started that in the beginning when he was like, you know, has Ross actually changed? You know, this motherfucker actually caused a civil war between the Avengers with the Sokovia Accords, and I feel like they could have built on that more. So okay, I do have, and this is actually like one of my biggest points that I'd kind of written down. But it kind of teeters off. Whatever. I was interested in the quote unquote like real world aspect of, you know, like Ross being president and like the corruption behind government and his plans for like, you know obviously the Celestial Island produces adamantium, which got introduced in this movie.
Yeah.
I was really interested in seeing like a political arc or like drama kind of thing in regards to that.
We saw it a little bit, right?
We
Was
did.
that-
No, we did.
They could
and-
expand it on a lot more.
Yeah, and like,
It would be interesting.
you know, like the resource almost war and everybody trying to take control of the adamantium and the treaty and everything. Although it just felt like a plot device
That's all it
in the
was.
movie. Exactly. I feel like it could have been a cool thing to kind of explore a little bit. Obviously, a movie can only be so fucking long, but if they're going to put Ross in here, I feel like instead of just having him be like, oh, my daughter hates me, we could have been like, yo, like, there is a chance that there could be some militarization of superheroes, kind of like The Boys in a way. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's cool. Yeah.
And it doesn't really go anywhere past that other than fucking, we played a song. Now we're about to go to Japan or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I like the idea of, I like that idea of exploring more political sides because everything we have been getting in the MCU has been massively scoped.
Yeah.
You know, it's multiverse, it's fucking gods and this and that. It's cool to be a little more grounded sometimes, and that's what I expect from the Falcon storyline and the Captain America shit because it's a little more not realistic, but a little more grounded in reality somewhat.
Yeah.
And I really
compared
like
to compared to other shit.
yeah, exactly. And I like the idea of militarizing superheroes, which is what Ross wanted with the new Avengers initiative. He wanted to control them and have Avengers in the military and do all this and that.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool storyline to explore. That could have obviously they couldn't flesh it out in the runtime of this movie, but it could have been more hinted at, other than Ross being a little bitch about his daughter hating him for being a stupid asshole.
Yeah, I kind of wish they touched on a little bit more about the implications of the Avengers being controlled by the government, and kind
We
of
got some in Civil War, but not really.
yeah, because like in this movie we get it in passing conversation between Sam, I think, of Joaquin, where he's like he wants me to rebuild the Avengers.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh man, that's sick. He's like, yeah, but
that's it.
we will be controlled by Ross. We will our direction will be through him.
Yeah.
And
That's all we got.
I thought they could have touched on that maybe a little bit more. Like that would have been sick. But like I said, there's a lot of different moving pieces in this movie, and a lot of things that they're trying to address. Albeit like we can debate whether those things were worth addressing or not. But
I can see that.
I think that the movie could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse.
Definitely.
At least I give it credit. It kept me interested all the way pretty much until the end. Like
I was engaged, yeah.
I liked it.
Real quick, I guess kind of one of our before we give our ratings, one thing I did want to talk about at least is your guys' thoughts on the post-credit scene.
It was pointless. I waited 7 minutes for that garbage.
Oh, Adam hadn't even watched it.
Adam hasn't seen it.
He
He has no idea what the fuck we're talking about.
So, bro, the lights came on. I was like, all right, there's no fucking post-credit scene.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
usually
walked out.
it's usually mid credits, which is why.
But why the fuck would the lights come on though?
Because
they said if we watch it, y'all to get the hell out already. Get out of here.
pretty much no.
No one else left, and I was like, why is no one leaving? I'm scared.
And then
you
you're
have
like,
to
I'll
stay at
get
the end of a
some-
Marvel
yeah.
movie. Yeah, everyone does.
Well, what was the post-credit?
I mean,
It's
it
literally.
Go ahead.
I'm watching it.
Okay, he's watching it.
I'm
Well,
watching
Let's
it.
While
sit
he-
here
while-
in silence for the next 3
While
minutes.
he watches it, I'm gonna talk about my thoughts about
Yeah,
it.
go for it.
I'm kind of the same opinion. It was pretty pointless, just because it's information that we already know. Like, if you're staying for the post-credit scene, you're pretty much already kind of invested in Marvel movies to a point. Like, so for him basically being to give us the same plot point of there are other worlds and they're crashing into each other or whatever fucking thing you said. Like, you think you could
Yeah.
save it, and it's like, okay,
Wait till the
we
others
got-
come.
we
like,
got that in Multiverse of Madness, where
Right.
Doctor Strange literally said, "Yeah, incursions they happen. This is how they happen. Your world is like gonna get destroyed."
Yeah.
And we've already been introduced to multiverse concepts in that movie, and Loki,
Bro, we got
and-
introduced to the multiverse as far back as Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Like,
Like-
him being cryptic had
No Way
zero-
Home?
Like, no, exactly. Like, what's the point of him being cryptic if we already fucking know what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, he's setting up
Yeah.
obvious, maybe Kang or like Doctor Doom and all that shit.
I was really hoping that the post credit scene was gonna be him, like going to at least like one person and being like, "Hey," like it could be anybody. It could be Kate Bishop. It could be Miss Marvel. I don't give a fuck. It could have
Right.
been anybody going, "Hey, I want to restart the Avengers Initiative, and I want you to be a part of my
That
team."
would have been way better.
That would have been like, "Oh shit, it's happening!" Like, sick. But it was a post credit scene that did not matter at all.
It did not matter.
It gave nothing.
It honestly pissed me off
I was
when I watched.
served
I was
a
like,
plate
bro,
of nothing.
what is this shit? We know this already. Why is this the post-credit scene? Why? And also, not only that, why wasn't it a fucking mid-roll? Why wasn't it a mid?
Yeah, that was 100% should have been a mid credit scene.
Yeah.
To
This
me,
added.
it was added in during the reshoots. It had to be. There's no way it was not. It
I
was.
guess, dude.
I feel like they were like, oh shit, people like post credit scene. We should throw it in there, and they
Yeah.
did, and it was dog shit.
It should have been saved as a deleted scene for the fucking Blu-ray. It shouldn't have been a
Just
goddamn
because
post-credit
I think
scene.
I can't remember what's the. We didn't get a post credit scene in Guardians. We didn't
not?
get one. Nope, we didn't get
No, we
one
didn't.
in
Remember.
Deadpool.
No.
We
Deadpool Wolverine.
didn't get one in No Way
Yeah,
Home.
'cause there was a couple where we didn't get one. I don't remember all of them, but yeah.
Yeah, we
you're
didn't
right.
get one. I think in No Way Home.
Wasn't necessary.
I think
It
the
should have been a
Yeah, I
bonus
just watched
feature on the. What'd you think?
Nothing.
It's a fucking waste of time,
Like-
dude.
Like
It's like,
going off
shut
what Baka said was they should have just went. He should have just went to Kate Bishop, someone, and just been like, "We're trying to restart the Avengers." I mean, he kind of did that with Torres though at the end.
Oh, the
Yeah.
the last thing that had a post credit scene was the Marvels, and that probably has the biggest implications going forward.
Damn, I don't know
Like,
what it is. I haven't seen it yet,
the
but
I haven't seen the Marvels.
the dude, that post credit scene is like a legitimate post credit scene.
It hits. It's actually
Yeah,
good.
I ain't gonna spoil anything, but since you guys gotta watch it still, but
we did not get that here. It was.
No, it's pointless. It was fucking worthless.
It was fucking pointless.
Thank God I didn't stay. Save my fucking 1 minute of my life.
Yep.
is
More like
there
7 or 8.
Yeah, right.
is there any other final things you guys wanna touch on at all, or before we wrap it up here? I think we're getting kind of close to being done.
Yeah, but I mean, nothing we haven't said already, so I'm pretty much good. I guess my final thoughts. Overall, there wasn't personally for me enough growth with Sam Wilson. You know, obviously he did go through what he had to go through with the show, but there's always room for more, and that's what makes a character captivating. The supporting characters didn't really get anything at all. They didn't carry much weight. You know, like Torres could have maybe had a little more. I don't know. And the movie kind of. What I like about Captain America is that it's when you watch Captain America movie, aside from like Civil War, maybe it's a pretty self-contained thing, and it kind of felt like this was setting things up that it didn't really even explain in the movie, but you can clearly tell that it was. And I feel like it maybe prioritized on that too much over actually seeing these characters grow like Ross and Sam Wilson. And I guess arcs didn't get fleshed out, and that's pretty much it, I guess. Yeah.
Adam?
I think it's just oversaturated with all the villains. Just too much going on at one time for me. It's just like, I don't know. I didn't really like all that. My favorite part of the movie would probably be Joaquin Torres and Sam Wilson's chemistry. I really liked their scenes together.
Yeah.
I liked the movie. It was solid. It was serviceable. They could do a lot more with Sam Wilson's character. They needed to do a lot more with Sam Wilson's character
I
because
agree.
he has a lot of fucking potential. So that's about it for me.
I agree.
Yeah, I
What
think,
was everyone's favorite scene, though? I'm sorry, did I cut you off from your thing? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Go ahead, dude.
He didn't
Say-
finish his thing.
I know,
yet.
my fault. I'm sorry about that.
His
Go
final
ahead.
rap.
Let's
Say
go.
your
I'll-
final,
I'll-
your
yeah,
final thoughts,
I'll give my
brother.
final thoughts, then
Yeah.
we'll talk about our favorite
You know.
scenes. I thought it was good I thought it was good. I'm just gonna say it was good to me. I don't compare it to the other Captain America movies because it's different. It's a different Captain America, but
Right.
I compare it to its other MCU properties, and while it's not the worst, it's not the best. So I think it's just in the middle for me. There's a lot of moments I really liked, a lot of character moments that I really liked. I thought the action was pretty good, honestly. It's like that first opening sequence
Actually,
Yeah.
that's
with the
really good.
with that like church
Fucking
was
sick.
cool. I thought
Actually, was really good.
the action during the Celestial Island was really cool as well. That was sick. I mean, the only problems I really had was just the writing. I think the reshoots really killed a lot of fleshing out for the villains. I mean, because you could still make the villains compelling. It's just there's not enough time with when, they're
No.
so no one's gonna sit there and watch a 3 hour movie and it's I mean, I liked the Anthony Mackie. I thought his performance was really good. I thought most of everybody's performance was really good. Honestly, I didn't think anybody was crazy bad. If they were, it was just due to a poor written character, not the actual
No, Tyler.
acting.
Overrated.
Uh,
Roof's character was pretty badly written. The
Who?
who?
Roof, the chick.
Oh, the short chick.
The former widow. What was her name?
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
her.
her.
She's okay.
She's just horrible.
Yeah, like I said, she was just fine. But yeah, overall, I thought it was good. I don't think it deserves the hate that it's getting. Honestly, I
I don't
think
think so either.
I just think people are comparing it to the really bad ones and just going, yeah, it sucks. But I mean, I thought it was good. I liked it.
I know we
think
said
Marvel-
we said a lot of things bad about the movie tonight. I don't think we got too into the things we liked about it, but it definitely isn't as bad as everybody's saying it is. I don't think it was. I had a really good time watching it, despite its flaws.
I think people give Marvel like a bad shtick now, after like some of the recent movies. Where it's
I mean,
justifiably so, but
yeah, I mean, Marvel
Sometimes, yeah.
Marvel has put out some pretty stinkers, and in recent
Yeah.
years, I mean, I think in Phase 4 there's more bad than good, honestly. I mean,
Right.
so I think people's perception of Marvel is decreasing. Like, it's not like how it was in the first 3 phases where even if Marvel did wrong, it was still good. I think now
Mhm.
people are a little bit more
The
open-minded.
hype's dying
about-
down a little bit.
Yeah, people are
it's-
people are opening their mind to the possibility that these movies can suck. Because even
Yeah.
even sometimes when I revisit older movies, I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not great. It's not great.
Yeah,
some of
some of the older ones are kind of
Kinda.
Thor.
kind of boring.
Ant-Man Quantumania.
All right,
Ant-Man Quantumania.
that's his recency bias, but
No, that movie fucking sucks.
Dude, I'd never seen it before. I knew nothing about it. Even I thought that shit was.
That movie is just
It
ass, bro.
was mid. There were some parts I liked, but my god, overall,
yeah,
dude,
like I
that
said,
shit
that
was
movie
fucking
that
rough.
movie to me is a step down from this movie.
Yeah.
I would agree.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would
honestly.
agree, yeah.
I had a better time watching this one than Quantum Mania.
Yeah, this movie wasn't bad.
But yeah, what's everyone's favorite scene before we sign off?
I mean, my
Favorite
my
moment, I guess.
I think my favorite moment. I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna say my favorite moment is at the very. I don't know. I'm torn. It's either
it's
between
tough.
it's either between Sam's and Joaquin's talk at the end of the movie in the hospital, or the conversation that Ross and Sam have in private, where he's just like pressuring him. He's like, "Why?" He's like, "It's weird. You had an EKG. You had blood work done." And he's just like,
Yeah.
"Cause I was dying."
Oh,
He's like,
yeah.
"My heart was dying."
Yeah,
That was
on the
really
ship.
good.
That
That
on
was
the
really
ship.
good.
That
Yeah.
was a good. That was a good part.
That
yeah.
was a really good part. Honestly, I think I'm gonna go with the ship scene just because I would have said the Bucky scene. What ruins it was the joke at the end for
The
me.
joke. Yeah.
the fucking joke that
And
was so.
Just
That's just
undercut
that's so,
all of the emotional
that-
depth that
that-
it had.
That is like so fucking Marvel. Dude.
Oh, did your
Just to
speechwriters
ruin-
write that for
ruin-
you?
Yeah.
Ruin a great moment with a fucking stupid.
Could have been
fucking
a
joke.
great
That's
moment.
Marvel. That's Marvel.
We saw their
And then-
characters grow and become best friends in that fucking. It's you're gonna. Bro, I
Yeah.
don't know.
And
That
then
shit's
That's
so-
what Marvel does.
And then the ending scene, just a person. It's not like it's a bad scene. It's just a personal nitpick. I just didn't like that scene was at the end of the movie.
yeah,
But
I agree with those, but it should have been flipped.
It could have been earlier.
that
yeah.
was just that was just me. But I think that one, the one between Ross and Sam, like that was good. Cause I was just like, holy shit! Like these both, they're giving
Yeah.
their all here now. Like that was good.
100%.
All right, what about you guys? What are you guys favorite scenes at all?
Got him.
Oh yeah. I think the scene with Sam and Joaquin fighting the Jets
That was-
to stop the World War III from happening or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I really like that scene. It showed Joaquin grow, in my opinion, where he becomes like brave and thinks about the world as a whole more than himself, where he shoots the bomb and fucking blows himself up. Also pretty arrogant, but I don't know. I like that scene. I like the dynamics between Sam Wilson and Joaquin at Phoenix.
Yeah.
Joaquin.
Joaquin Phoenix. There it is again. Dude, it's fucking Joaquin
Yeah,
Phoenix.
it's so fucking easy to say that
He
shit.
makes a return.
Makes a
It's so
fucking
easy to
return,
say
dude.
that. But yeah, that's probably my favorite scene.
You guys said both my favorite scenes. The ship scene with him and Ross and that fucking jet fight, dude. Like
Yeah.
emotional impact. You know, the phone call between Sam and Ross. It was fucking great.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford, like, he sold me on all of that shit, and the writing was so good.
Yeah.
I loved it. But action wise, yeah, Celestial Island 100% fucking takes the cake for me.
Yeah.
It was just really fun
I mean,
to watch.
I guess an action scene that I probably was my favorite was the fight between him and Sidewinder. Honestly, that was
That one was
It's
really good.
fucking
That was a
awesome,
toss up
dude.
for
It's
me.
just sick.
Was Celestial Island or the Sidewinder
I don't know
fight?
why,
that was
but that
really
that,
good.
that
dude.
gave me very much Winter Soldier vibes.
Oh yeah,
Like-
100%.
Yeah,
The
it was
choreography
cool
was
as fuck.
fire.
It was cool.
And it was, the stakes felt a little higher because Sam is not super able, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he's just a guy, you
Yeah.
know. It was so
And that's like some of my biggest problems with Marvel movies. There's no stakes, but in that scene, you're like, oh fuck, this dude.
he got fucked
can
up,
die right
dude.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did get fucked
That's
up
He
why-
got 2 knives and a
Yeah.
fucking gunshot in his hip. Like,
Oh yeah.
he got fucked up. That was a really
He
good
still
scene.
he still fucked his ass up.
He did, yeah.
All right. Final ratings for you guys out of 10. Would you kind of give it a number score?
Go ahead, Carlos.
I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Solid 6.5. I liked a lot, but there was a lot that I just it didn't sit right with me, you know. But
That's fine.
6.5.
Yeah, I think it's above average for me. It's a little bit above some of the other Marvel movies we've watched. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. The action scenes really carry it for me. They're pretty good shot action scenes.
Yeah, the action was really good. That carried it
Yeah.
for me too.
I think I would give it a 6.5. I think what elevates it for me at least over some of the other Marvel movies, is that this is a movie that I would rewatch.
I
For
think
sure.
so too.
I would too, yeah.
I
Yeah.
would rewatch this movie compared to some of the other ones. I'm like, I'm not rewatching that.
Yeah, there's
Oh
yeah.
my god, yeah, dude. And real quick, like one final thing, as short as the fight at the end between him and Red Hulk was, I had a good time with it, dude.
I was fine
I
with
lo-
it, honestly.
I had
I
a good time
loved,
with it.
yeah, no, for real, I loved seeing a Rage Hulk again. It's been so
Yeah, it was
fucking
cool.
long, dude.
It was cool, yeah.
We haven't seen that shit since Ultron,
God,
you know, or
I just wish there was-
Ragnarok.
Like one little point to add on to that is that I was completely okay with it not being very long, because you're talking about somebody who does not have super soldier serum.
That's true.
Granted,
That's true too.
he has
True.
Wakanda technology, but that's not gonna
Yeah.
stop a Hulk. If that fight went
It's
on
not.
any longer, he would have died, 100%, or
would've
or
died, he
or
would've
it
died.
wouldn't been as believable that he could have like kept up.
Interesting thing about Red Hulk, also, sorry, I'm yapping, but real quick, is that unlike, you know, regular Hulk or like She-Hulk or, you know, anybody else, the longer he fights, the more prone he is to just completely fucking passing out, because his thing isn't like when he gets angrier he becomes stronger. His thing is, more angry he becomes, he radiates heat. That's
Yeah, he
why you
radiates
saw
heat.
his suit incinerate, you
Yeah.
know.
Oh,
And the more heat that he
okay.
produces, he can't handle.
Ah,
So when
I
he
didn't know
fights
that.
anybody that isn't Hulk, because Red Hulk can absorb gamma radiation, which he makes him become stronger, he will eventually just fucking pass out. So I guess
Interesting.
that also, I don't know if it was on purpose, but it makes sense that it was so short because of that as well. That's it.
To me, it made the most sense for them to end up being like a talk him down, because you know, with his
Yeah.
character arc, it just
Yeah, I like the talk down. Too.
I swear to God, dude, at some point I thought Sam Wilson was gonna be like, "Hey, big guy,
I thought you were gonna say like
sun's getting real." I don't know
Sun's
why.
getting
I was
real
like, I
low.
was waiting for you. I thought he was gonna say it for some reason.
Yeah.
It was pretty good though.
All right, well that's
6.5.
yeah, that's probably gonna wrap it for the first episode. We went on for quite a while here, so next episode we're planning on doing the monkey. That's gonna be, I'm pretty
excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
I was gonna say, should I sign off? Just be like saying, you know, I'm Carlos, and then I'm Adam, I'm Josh. I don't know, dude. Like,
I don't think we should do that.
we never thought about it. I don't know. Like, should we just fucking?
I don't know.
I feel like that's a cool sign off. You know, like
Alright, go ahead,
let's
then.
try it. Let's
Start.
try
We're
it.
all gonna take our turns going.
This is awkward.
I'm
Go ahead.
Carlos.
I'm Adam.
I'm Josh.
That's it, dude. That's perfect. That's it, dude.
Well, we appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully
We'll
see you guys
figure
for
it
the
out.
next episode. You know,
Alright.
we're learning as we go here, so you know we appreciate
Movie
you guys
sucked.
for rocking it, bruh.